Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're breaking down the new Halo 5 ViDoc, A Hero Reborn, and honestly it's about goddamn time. Everyone's beating me to it and I am so sorry this has taken me so damn long. But as always, thank you for your infinite patience with me. There's a lot to discuss, so let's not waste any more time. I've cut the ViDoc up into more organized sections, so be sure to watch the original first or at some point. Ideally first. We start out with the second level, Blue Team. We get a bit more of the opening cinematic as Blue Team badasses their way into Argent Moon, an Oni research vessel that contains a prototype stealth ship. After breaking through a window, the vacuum of space sucks out the local Covenant infestation, after which, Blue Team goes to work. I mentioned a prototype stealth ship, which is seen here at the bottom of this scene. We get some scenes with Blue Team in action and a shot of the Chief using the new Spartan abilities, which, as I said during the beta, are a lot of fun. After that, we see the player utilizing the new Musketeer AI system to target enemies. We'll see a bit more of that down the line. We also get some scenes showing some of the more open areas of the level. One of the coolest scenes is one we've already seen, but here it is again, the Hunter assembling itself. Admittedly, I don't know that this scene is actually from this level, I'm just guessing. The scenery in the background looks similar enough, but it's hard to say for sure. This could easily be from a later level, one that might not even feature Blue Team. We soon come to the end of what was shown to Game Informer and later reported to us, with Chief getting hit by a surprise hunter and falling into a cavern. In said cavern, we see the familiar scene of Chief getting called by Cortana. New to this ViDoc is the Chief actually finding a ghost Cortana chip. Then of course we see the ghost of Cortana, or her silhouette rather, and a silhouette of what I assume to be a Guardian, as the Chief is told that the domain is open and the reclamation is about to begin. Next up are a series of scenes from what I believe to be Fireteam Osiris being briefed on their mission to hunt the Chief and Blue Team. First is Locke picking something up. What, I cannot say. Maybe something related to the Artemis tracking system, or related to how they received their orders. Who knows? Then of course the famous scene of Buck noting that people aren't going to be happy, Locke walking past him, and then this new scene with Tanaka. What I said about the Hunter clip applies here. This could be from a later part of the campaign or different areas entirely, but I think these all belong together. To note, while the E3 trailer sort of implied that the conversation about people being unhappy with Osiris takes place just before the Battle of Sunion, that trailer was cut together to help tell the basic premise of Halo 5. I'm thinking this might be an earlier level, third or fourth mission perhaps. Based on what the GI article said last month, the first level of the game is a Locke mission taking place before Blue Team went AWOL. Of course I could easily be wrong, that's just how I read it. So now we move on to footage from a new level, a human colony. This could be Meridian visited by Osiris after Blue Team visited, or it could be a location that has yet to be named. We get some nice shots of Locke and Tanaka along with a demonstration of the player commanding an AI to pick up a specific weapon. A feature I'm definitely looking forward to, and I think everyone can agree with me on that one. The next few scenes show off the level, which looks to have some awesome huge open play spaces. We get a demonstration of a player commanding an AI to get on a vehicle, another awesome feature, along with a couple interesting things. First, we can see that the Warthog and Mongoose feature a new look, indicating different vehicle skins. If these will be seen outside of the campaign is anyone's guess. Second, if you look close to the Mongoose, you can see it's got a weapon on the front. Gungoose confirmed. And Gaushog confirmed. A later scene shows that these distinct color schemes are present on vehicles like the Pelican. I have to wonder if these colors are indicative of the colony, a private company, the specific military branch or division. The last time we saw this gold or yellow color on a vehicle was with the civilian Hog from Halo 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary. To me, that would seem to indicate that these vehicles might be in service to a private company of some sort. Of course, why they have a Gungoose or a Pelican is beyond me. The last scene from this collection, if you will, is of a Guardian rising from a lava pool. I obviously can't say for certain if this is the same level we've been discussing, and I personally believe it's from a mission of Blue Team visiting Meridian, but the environment looks extremely similar to what we've been seeing throughout, so I decided to place it here. The next series of scenes are a set I'm probably most excited to talk about. This level, or levels, I'm not sure, is set on a snow world, perhaps a glassland, and seems to be connected to Osiris' pursuit of Dr. Halsey. The first scene is some awesome badassery. Buck kills an elite, Locke catches its sword in midair and immediately kills another elite. So fucking cool. The next scene is part of a Covenant ship crashing on top of some Covenant forces, seeming to indicate that Osiris has some air support, perhaps from Infinity. Following that, we get some scenes of Osiris in action, followed by an amazing sweeping shot. Assuming that this is a single level, it seems that some levels will take place over quite a bit of time. Further, it seems we might get more than one encounter with that new Covenant walker. The Scarab encounters in Halo 3 were probably the best mini-bosses in the franchise, So let's hope 343 can recapture some of that magic in Halo 5. We then come to what I believe is the end, or near the end of the level. Vale being a badass as she's about to kill or capture a Sangheili zealot, while Locke takes on Julum Dama. I'm thinking this is part of their mission to recover Blue Team and is likely followed by a scene with Halsey on Infinity discussing John going AWOL. This was revealed in the second season of The Sprint, The Road to E3. Next up we have a level set on Sanghelios. If this takes before or after the Battle of Sunion is unclear, but I'm inclined to think it's set afterwards. The first clip of interest shows Locke Spartan charging through a destructible wall, one which blends incredibly well with the surrounding geometry. Stuff like this was hinted at in the GI article, so it's cool to see it in action. Along with alternate paths, I can see terminals or Easter eggs hidden in such a manner. It's going to be awesome to explore these spaces. We then have some repeat shots from the E3 trailer, again showing the battle with the new Covenant Walker. Something I missed in this shot before was the giant Forerunner ruin in the background. I wonder how it might be related to the Guardians, or even perhaps a clue to the Chief's ultimate goals. We get more flavor shots of Sanghelios and the new Spirit dropship. Now this is pretty interesting. As you can see, the statue here looks identical to that hologram from the Battle of Sunion, which I speculated may be a female Sangheili. I'm less inclined to that line of reasoning now, but perhaps it's some great Sangheili of the past. It would be really cool if this were some legendary hero, rather than just a generic statue. Next up we get to see the Mantis in action, which personally has me excited. I love the Mantis. And probably our best look at the new Wraith design yet, something I haven't talked about at all. Now, we have yet to get a clear look at this thing, and I'm trying my damnedest to hold off judging it. However, from what we have seen, I'm not exactly excited. We'll see how I feel when final renders come to light. Moving forward, we get some scenes showing off the Musketeer system again, these scenes having a very interesting revelation. As you can see in the background, we have friendly Sangheili. So, while we don't play as the Arbiter, we at least get to fight alongside his forces. Here's hoping he might actually join us in a battle towards the end. I'd love to see at least one scene of the Chief and Arbiter meeting again. Much of the rest of the scenes from the level aren't exactly revealing, but I love these last two. First, we have an SOS Elite working on a Banshee. It's a small thing, but it really adds some life to the world we're fighting in. Plus, the guy has sleeves. It was a fun fan theory back when Halo 4 came out that Jules Covenant didn't have the funds for sleeves. Seems we were right. More interesting, perhaps, is the scene of Halsey, clearly in that same Sangheili desert, with a look of concern, I suppose, on her face. Not a fearful concern, but I can't really nail what this emotion is. Is she confronting the Chief in Blue Team, or perhaps some Forerunner construct? I can't wait to find out. Next up here are some scenes of Locke meeting with the Arbiter. If this is Vadam Keep is impossible to say at this point, but I like to think that's where we are. Much of the scenes are familiar, but this one is new. What is this thing rising in front of Locke? A simple hologram, or something more? What's it representing? The answers, as of now, are elusive. And here we are with the all-too-familiar Battle of Sunion, and I mean that in a good way. Many scenes are pretty familiar, but we do get some nice scenes showing what's happening in the background, a Sangheili anti-air gun, etc, etc. We also get to see the Musketeer system used to flank enemies, another cool feature I'm looking forward to. After some more E3-esque footage, we get this shot of a holographic Guardian. I have to wonder if that's supposed to mean that someone knew of the Guardian before it was activated, or if the hologram somehow changed in response to the Guardian's awakening. The last scene from this level shows Osiris bamfing out like the freelancers from RVB. Maybe not quite as cool. Our last series of scenes don't really have a place that I could discern. The first is of Lasky talking with an SOS Elite, likely just before the Battle of Sunion. Just a side note, how cool would it be if this was Untho or Use? I can dream. This scene sent chills up my spine. What could have Buck pulling his gun out? I'm excited to find out. Following that, we have this scene of Osiris in what looks like a Forerunner ship, or at least a Forerunner area of some sort, one that clearly shows signs of the Didact's presence. Interesting, in the first few frames, you can see a sort of distortion on this central piece of geometry. Is it an error, or was this thing just materializing? Our last few scenes feature Blue Team, the first showing them boarding a Pelican, followed by them entering an area with a dead elite and clear Forerunner ruins in the background. No idea where we might be, but as I always say, I can't wait to find out. Overall, these scenes are amazing and really show the diverse environments that Halo 5 will feature. Something I found really interesting were the abundance of first-person scenes, which seems to indicate that Halo 5 might follow in the footsteps of Halo 3 ODST, in that we'd have framing cinematics and then first-person ones that ease you into the gameplay. It'd be really cool if when playing co-op, each person, depending on which character you had their own unique first-person scene like this. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for the new gameplay and footage and whatnot. and actually there's plenty more throughout. For example, we learned that Buck has actually bolted some of his ODST gear onto his Spartan armor, which is obviously not regulation. And of course, there's tons of behind-the-scenes stuff, such as a BR with a more traditional scope, animation tests, a Spartan riding a Warthog's fender, and so much more. The last thing of interest is a brief scene of Halo 5's script, which, if you look closely, has Spartan Madsen's name on it. I guess Fireteam Majestic will have a role in Halo 5, if only a small one. Anyway, that's it for this breakdown. I think I covered everything, but if I missed something, I'm sure you'll let me know. And if you haven't checked out the full ViDoc, please do. If you have, watch it again. But anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Halo Canon. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing, and sharing it around. You are the reason I get to keep doing this, so thank you, profusely thank you. If you want to dive deeper into Halo's lore, head over to the Halo Archive.